One science lab is hoping to change the way young Mainers learn about STEM.
Connor Magliozzi went to Augusta to see this new biolab on wheels.
Wednesday saw the ribbon cutting in Augusta for Educate Maine's new Maine Mobile Learning Lab.
What's really exciting about this lab is that we're able to bring a really state-of-the-art science experience to communities all around Maine. It's really a field trip experience where students can learn and have hands-on opportunities with a really flourishing industry across the state that's for free for them, and also giving them an opportunity that's right outside their classroom.
We cater our curriculum to middle school students, and a lot of studies have shown that middle school students are really, that's the prime age to introduce life sciences and STEM education to them.
The BioLab provides a hands-on learning experience.
You can only learn so much from a book. Obviously, books are very important, and classroom learning is essential as well. Taking what they've learned in the classroom and being able to apply it to the activities that they're doing on the lab is really important to kind of get that big picture visualization.
Students from China, Maine got the chance to test the lab before the reveal.
It was a pretty amazing experience. It was really fun. I think it's definitely funner than like sitting in a classroom.
The lab is set to travel around the state, mostly to rural communities.
What we've heard from teachers and students across the state is that this is really exciting for them because it's an opportunity to have access to something that isn't necessarily physically close to them, but also gives them an opportunity to utilize equipment and resources that they don't have in their own classrooms.
When you don't have easy access to something like this or high-tech education in science, it's easy to not know everything out there that exists and all the opportunities that are available to you. So bringing this type of lab and experience to them shows them a lot of different fields that they may not have heard about or been exposed to in the past, and it shows them that there's a wide range of opportunity for them outside of what they maybe grew up knowing about.
Connor Magliozzi, WBI, TV5 News, Augusta.